Hi friends, welcome to another episode of One Week One Palette. This week we will be exploring the Lolita Por Vida palette from KVD Beauty. It's still marked Kat Von D, that's how old this is. I don't think it's available anymore, but I love this palette. Nobody has ever talked about it that I have seen in the beauty community, but I absolutely love this palette, and that's why, well, I also picked it for my no pan left behind challenge for this month. So we're going to dive deep into this palette. I am super excited. The shades don't look too different, but they're actually subtly, they have just different undertones than your typical neutral palette. So that's why I really love it. Here's a very close look so you can kind of see what it's all about, and let's get started. Okay, I've looked over the palette. It's sort of new to me too because I haven't used it too much, even though I love it. And let's start out with a bang, shall we, for the first day. So I'm going to use some of these purplish colors because I'm going to use the glitter. It's a very loose glitter, but I thought, you know, it's no pan left behind, so I have to use every pan of product, even if I don't want to. Although if it's not eye safe, obviously I wouldn't, but I'm going to use a glitter glue, so hopefully it'll be okay. We'll see. I've prepped my eyes with a brow bone highlight just from my regular palettes because this palette doesn't have a brow bone highlight. This light pink color is not light enough to highlight. As you can see, I can actually get some color from it. This one right here is called Esperanza. And then my, a little bit darker to build up the crease now. The next color is Munica. So just build the crease just a little bit more. Now I'm going to take this Cruise, this color Cruise. It's a taupey kind of shimmer. So this can be an easy, understated, everyday look. But I'm going to deepen it up now with Carino. Carino, it's a dark sort of eggplant purple with a brown undertone. I'm just going to deepen it up because you know me, I love me a smoky eye. It helps open up my hooded eyes, so it's usually a must for me. The outer corners are darkened and tight-lined, and I just laid down some sticky glitter glue. So I'm going to take the middle glitter called Reina. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow, that is quite pretty actually. Glitter is always so intimidating, but once you have it on, or at least once I have it on, I never regret it. Actually, unless it's Natasha Denona glitter, for some reason in her old palettes, the glitters are terrible. I don't know about her newer ones, but in the Star palette, the glitters are terrible. I don't like them. So here it is with the glitter on both eyes. I lined the bottom with the same dark purple color. It's almost black. I really do like it. So I guess I was a little too gentle when I first applied it, but it's this one, Karina. And I really like it. I love the glitter. There is some fallout, but it's chunky glitter, so there's going to be a fallout. I'll see how it wears and put a note down on day 2 so you see how it goes. But I love this look, and let's get on to day 2. Day 2 with my Lolita Por Vida palette. So I focused on some of the purple colors yesterday with the glitter color, which by the way, this wore pretty well over the course of the day. By the end of the day, it was still on with glitter glue, but some had kind of dropped down to my cheeks, but actually not a lot, so I was very impressed by that. However, it is still a very gritty glitter. Let me give you a swatch. So you see it's loose glitter particles. So I'm not comfortable using that on my eyes too often. Maybe once a while for going out, you know, once a year for New Year's or whatnot, but I would definitely not be using that every day just for eye safety. But it was a good glitter and it stayed put and I did enjoy it. So there's the update on that. But I focused a little bit on the purpley colors. So I'm going to focus on this quad over here today because I'm kind of wanting a warmer look as the summer warms up. So here we go. Starting with the shade Preciosa, this kind of shimmer shade. But I think it's a soft shimmer shade, so I'm gonna put it in the inner thirds of my eye. Yeah, that's what I thought it would look like. Kind of like a brightening gold champagne color. So just Sylvia here. This is for just darkening the crease only slightly because it's too light to darken the whole crease with. It's built up quite nicely. It's a little bit warm, so I'm gonna try with this shade, Enamorada. Sorry, I guess Spanish is non-existent, so let's see if this is darker. Okay, this is slightly darker. So this is like pretty much the only mid-tone crease shade. If you can tell, all the other shades are too light or too dark. So only this one and this one can probably be the lit shades or the crease shades. So I'm gonna try this one for now and then go for this one to finally darken it even more. Amorosita. Very warm, but it's dark enough, so that's good. This look was getting a little too warm, so I'm just cooling it down a little bit with this pink shade, Esperanza, this one. Just kind of also blending the top of the crease a little bit. Lastly, I'm going to add, so these two shades are my favorite in this palette. This creamy purple, pale lavender, and this soft shimmer kind of orange, I guess, coppery bronze. It is so beautiful. These two shades, I would just drool for a palette if they made a whole palette of those two formulas. They are so creamy, so shiny, and just buttery. I can't describe to you the texture, and you can see the pigment. It's just amazing. And though the camera isn't doing it justice, but I love these two shades, and they are the main reason why I love this palette. Also, the undertones, as I mentioned before, are a bit unique. This one's kind of yellowy mustardy, which you don't really see the warm section. Just a twist on warm colors. You see how metallic and bling bling it is, but also natural, sort of soft and natural looking. I'm obsessed with this one and this one. Even though this is this palette has so many colors, one downfall is that it doesn't have a dark enough color to smoke out my outer corners other than the purple. So that's kind of a miss. I feel like they should have a dark brown in the palette to complement the warm part of the looks. So that's the look with the outer corner darkened with the purpley color, and then I did some more blending to blend everything together, and I'll be back with eyeliner and mascara. So here's the finished look. I really like it, and I feel like it will work really well in the sort of dead of summer, in the heat of summer. Warm tones were all the rage many years back, but I think now is more neutral, natural looks. So I find myself stepping back a little bit too from warmer tones, and but this would be was something I would wear for the summertime, maybe not all year round. So stay tuned for the other days. Bye. Welcome to day 3. So first, to address the caterpillars in the room, I got my eyebrows microbladed, and this is the second day, so that's why they look crazy. I'm not allowed to touch them, but the show must go on, so just please ignore them. I know how terrible they look for now, hopefully, and the good part is you'll get to watch them heal and look like how they're supposed to look like eventually through my videos. So that'll be kind of fun, right? Anyway, okay, so let's get into the palette. Let's focus on this shade for this time because this is my single favorite shade out of the entire palette. I would buy this palette again and again just for this one shade. It's super, super unique. It's called Luna. Let me just swatch it for you quick so you can see what I mean. Look how pretty that is. It's a sparkling pale silvery purple. I absolutely love it. So let's build a look on that. After having used this palette and kind of scrutinizing it for this exercise 1 week 1 palette, I noticed that this side is more warm and this side is more cool and purpley, and this side is more warm and orangey. So she separated the palette really nicely here. And I'm going to start as I normally would with the Esperanza shade. It's kind of a pinky shade, slightly a touch darker than my skin tone, so it shows up but not by a lot. And then for the next one, Munica again, this shade here. Now I'm going to dip into this brown called Amorcita. Even though I'm doing a purpley look, I still want to kind of see what the other colors are about, and I normally would use a brown that crease regardless. I'm going to darken the corners with the dark purple, the only dark purple in this palette, Carino, I can't tell. I have darkened the outer corner with the purple, and now we're going into this shade. So we're going really purple today, Romantico. And just tap that in the middle of the lid, because I'm going to then follow it with my favorite shade, which is more of a pale purple. So that one would go more towards the center or towards the front of my eye. So here we go. It's called Luna. Here is the purple and Luna applied. Here's the final look with eyeliner and mascara and the lower lash lined with the purple shade. So I hope you like it. I really like it. I love the sort of ethereal purple look. And if it was up to me, I'd wear this one every day. It's my favorite look so far for sure. Okay, so I will see you on the next day. Day 4 of 1 week 1 palette. So I only have these 2 shades and then this shade left in the whole palette. I've managed to use every single shade up till now, and other than those 3. I think I'm going to go in with the deeper brick red tones. First, I'm just going to, as always, darken up my crease a little bit first with Munica. The shade can darken up quite a bit if you layer it, which is nice. It looks kind of really pale here, but on the lid you can really darken it up if you keep layering it. Next, I'm going to go to this sort of slightly warm soft brown, Amorcita. I forgot that it's more than slightly warm. It's quite warm, almost a touch orange, which is not my preferred everyday neutral tone. Now that my eyes have been framed by the matte shades, I'm going to go into Rosario. And by the way, my brows have healed a little bit now. They look slightly less crazy. I can certainly see where I want her to touch up in a few weeks. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. I'm going to use this one, Lolita Por Vida. So the whole palette is named after this shade. So let's see how it applies. So it's just a dark brick red. It's funny, I'm doing this palette right after the Naked Heat because these 2 shades could fit right into that palette. You get the exact same look. I'm taking this purple one again. I really rely on it, Carina. If this was that palette of this palette, I'm sure that shade would be the one to hit pan first, just because I used it so much. I've darkened the outer corner with that shade and pulled it out a little bit for kind of a anime look, for those of you who know what that means. Now I'm going to finally darken the outer corner just a little bit more with this Juanita shade. This dark brown. That's not super dark brown. Here's the final look with liner, tight line, and mascara. As you can see, I just don't love red. I left it like this. I could have blurred it with more colors, but I just don't love red eyeshadow, so this is my best attempt to showcase those two shades. Probably my least favorite shade of the palette. Once again, this one being my favorite. So, but you know, it's part of the palette. I had to use it. It's a decent look. I do enjoy it. I just wouldn't reach for it on my own unless I had to, like in a no pan left behind challenge. Anyway, let's go on to day 5. Day 5, my husband unfortunately had to work from home that day and kept having important meetings, so I was forced to film this with a voiceover. Here I am adding the green yellow duochrome to the light champagne shade that I had already put down. It's actually a very light shade and it didn't show up very well on the lid, the duochrome part. It is still subtle and pretty. I'm also darkening out my outer corners with the dark brown. And I am lining then my eyes with in the tight line and plus mascara, and it's just a very light natural finished look, kind of yellow toned, something I can wear every day. If I was wearing anything yellow or warm as an outfit, I think it would go very well. That's the last look. So here is a last look at the entire palette. I'm showing you that my favorite shades are the copper, the light lavender, and the next group of shades that I'm pointing at here are my second favorite group. Thank you so much for watching. Pictures of all the looks this week is at the end of the video. See you for the next episode. Have a great day, guys.